I will call to order the Board of Election Commissioners for the canvass of the returns of the February 28, 2023 municipal and alderperson elections held in the city of Chicago. Good evening. My name is Maricel Hernandez. I'm the chair, and with me today is Commissioner June Brown.
Present.
And Commissioner William Cressy.
Also present.
Next is the consideration and adoption of rules that are to govern the canvass of returns of the February 28, 2023 municipal and alderperson elections in the city of Chicago. Are there any questions regarding the rules?
No.
If not, is there a motion to adopt the rules?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next is the consideration and adoption of special rules governing the canvass of returns for vote by mail ballots cast in the 5th Ward of the city of Chicago. Any
So
questions?
So moved. No questions.
Okay.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
And seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes. We also have the consideration and adoption of special rules governing the canvass of returns for ballots cast in the 28th Ward of the city of Chicago. Is there a motion?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
The motion passes and the rules are adopted. At this time, is there any public comment?
No, ma'am, there aren't.
There is no public comment, and at this point, I would entertain a motion to recess until call of the chair.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cressy.
Probably moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Motion passes, and we are recessed. Thank you. I will call to order the Board of Election Commissioners for the canvass of the returns and proclamation of the results of the February 28, 2023 election. Good afternoon. My name is Maricel Hernandez. I'm the chair, and with me today is Commissioner June Brown. Present. And Commissioner William Cressy.
Also present.
Next item on the agenda is the consideration of the tabulated statement of the returns and proclamation of the results of the canvass of the election returns for the February 28, 2023 municipal general election held in the city of Chicago. Item 3A is no longer applicable, so we will move on to item B. Is there a motion to approve, adopt, and proclaim the results of the canvass of the election returns?
So moved by Commissioner Cressy.
And seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Cressy votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, and the results are approved, adopted, and proclaimed. Is there any further discussion by the commissioners? If not, we will now go into public comment, and we have two persons. The first one is Laura Chamberlain.
You can ask for Claire first. It's a temporal thing, so she'll talk first. How's that? Okay.
So the first person will be Claire Tobin
Okay.
from the Illinois Ballot Integrity Group.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you all for all your hard work. I'm sure it was crazy, so many candidates, so many early voting, so many election day, and also the mail-in ballots. So anyway, I just wanted to convey to you my experience as a poll watcher for a candidate. And first of all, it was at Broadway Armory, the 48th Ward of Worcester. And I had somebody volunteering there before in November, and similar thing happened. The person was told she could only sit in the corner and not really come up and observe, any of the, when voters were checking in or looking at the tabulator or anything like that. So when I went in then on February 18th or whatever, And I was told by Miss Sampson, who was the person sitting at the door or whatever, checking everybody in to sign their application. She told me I needed to sit right over there, and I said, I can't be a poll watcher and observe anything there. And I didn't think that was the rules and regulations anyway. So then she made up various other excuses as to, that the space was very cramped, which was true. I acknowledged that. But I said I was particularly interested. I just wanted to see how they were checking people in, people who had voted by mail, how they were being checked and whatever, and what the system was, because I wasn't sure about that. And anyway, she said I had to be 5 feet away from the desk where someone was checking people in, and I said I can't see anything there, And she said that was a problem with my eyesight, not a problem with the regulations or whatever. So I knew, she was not incorrect, whatever. So anyway, I decided to give up, and so I went over to the Woodlawn Woods early voting center and said the 40th ward. And there it was like completely different. I told them what I wanted to understand, how the check-in procedure was working. And one of the judges there said, oh, I'll show you exactly, he said my mother voted early, or not voted early, voted by mail. You can put her address in and you can see how it comes up on the screen, and you can see that she has got I think is it yellow if someone has voted, has got a mail-in ballot or whatever. And so he explained the different color coding, and I said, oh, perfect, now, I see, there is a system. And so, I just said, well, I'm glad to have the information, but I really do not appreciate how I was treated in the other early voting center. So then I decided to go back later and explain to her about how I had been, my experience at the other voting center, and she still was not, willing to acknowledge that I was really entitled to see everything, that I still had to be 5 feet away and all this kind of thing. So I just told her that the other thing that we wanted was to get a copy of the tape after the close of election on election night, and that somebody would be coming in, and I understood that was okay, and that it may be a long tape, but it would be posted and someone could take a picture of it. So I told my friend Dr. Laura that was what was the procedure, and that she understood it. But anyway, that's not what happened at all. So that's one point. My other question is, and I think
Before, just you go down to the other points, did you call Election Central and report this?
She called when I was challenging.
No, I'm saying, did you call Election Central and report these issues? Because
No, I didn't.
that would be the proper procedure instead of, and I understand coming here, but it doesn't help if you don't report these issues on election day so that we could correct them, try to correct them.
We did
Okay.
call Mario.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you would do that next time, that would be helpful, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my other point then is about how the mail-in ballots, the number of mail-in ballots, and I know I submitted a FOIA request with Ms. Agnew, and she said she would respond to me after today or whatever. But I was particularly interested in knowing, the number of ballots that were not delivered and what's they were either returned by the post office or just never appeared and nobody voted them or whatever. So will those people be still on the list to receive a mail-in ballot for the upcoming?
They're on a permanent roster,
Then they're on the permanent roster.
then they're on the permanent roster.
They are, yes. So I think that is potentially a problem. If the mail came back undelivered, it's still.
Well, I don't know how many have come back undelivered. I don't know any of that, and I think we have to wait for Ms. Agnew.
Okay,
Well,
to
from
report.
from a legal standpoint, we don't have authority in the election code to cancel someone just because they vote by mail ballot. So if that's the way you want the system to run, you can take that comment to the legislature. You don't need to have an election.
Yeah, well, I think you know, reasonable people would acknowledge that that may be something that is, you know, a concern, because
I'm not
people
disagreeing
are
with you.
always talking about,
What we're saying
the
is
integrity
that
of-
that may be a legitimate concern, but we cannot change the procedure unless the legislature changes.
You're asking us to take
Right.
action that we don't have the authority to take.
Right.
The state legislature would have to give us that.
Right.
yeah.
So
Well,
can you talk to him, Hannah? Can you talk to him? This is a hole in the system.
We can both talk.
Okay?
Okay, Ms. Tobin, anything else?
so I think those were my two main concerns, so we will look forward to, you know, see what the reports are and, what the way forward is. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
But remember, please, if there are any issues, just report them also on.
So Election Central, I'll begin my,
Ms.
Election
Ms.
Central.
Chamberlain, yes.
Election Central is, first of all, they don't pick up on election day, about maybe 85% of the time. We called directly to Mario Garcia about this issue with Ms. Sampson, and he's hearing he's her immediate boss, and then John Paul is above him. So we were reporting her behavior to,
No, she just said, Ms. Tobin said she didn't call that day.
we called Mario Garcia on election day. We called Mario Garcia on election day, okay? So we
Well,
were
there's a
reporting.
discrepancy in what the statements are made, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, I didn't call. I went back in with Miss Sampson on election day, and she was as equally as hard to deal with, if not more. And I not only did I call Mario Garcia, but Mario Garcia called her, and I was right there while she was talking to Mario Garcia, and she would not give us a tape from the vote center. She would not give us a completed tape. And she put on the wall a tape of just how many ballots were run on the scanner. She would also wanted me to sit in the corner and not, watch what was going on. I could see that they were packing up the scanner, and they hadn't even run the tape yet. So I was like, "What's going on here?" And so the whole thing was a real. Miss Sampson needs to be reassigned. She needs to be reassigned, perhaps into a different category of work, okay? Because she didn't follow the procedures at all. And we did notify Mario Garcia about it, and he had talked to her directly right in front of my face, and she still didn't follow the procedures. So that's what we're here for. I've been trying to get a hold of Mr. Powell for, since the February 28th. I do want to thank you that getting rid of Sharpie Gate. I really appreciate that. Those ballots were horrible, and it was much improved this election, so thank you very much for that. And we would like to have some kind of response about what's going to happen to Ms. Sampson. Is she going to be reassigned? Like, I don't even think she should be an investigator. She really didn't follow any of the procedures in the rules, with multiple attempts to try to get her the correct information, and she knew the correct information. And we had even called Mario Garcia before February 28th to make sure that this was going to come up well. So.
Do you have any other issues? That's it?
Yeah, really would like a response from the board.
Well, we don't
Thanks.
have a response right now, and,
Okay.
but thank you for your comments. At this time, yes,
May I have some public comment? I want to point out there's actually some historic highlights from this election that was conducted.
okay,
This was the first election ever with the police district council offices. So we had 3 elected positions for each of the 22 districts. Thanks for the timer, Commissioner. So that added 66 new elected offices to our ballot for a total of 119 seats that we filled this election, and that's up from just 53 in the last round of this election. This also, I've asked around among election scholars and attorneys and so forth, and to our knowledge, this was the first time in the history of the state of Illinois that a candidate's name appeared on the ballot with non-Latin alphabet symbols. What I mean is that there was a candidate of Chinese descent in the 11th ward. His name had his Chinese character, his family name on the ballot. And, I just find that to be an interesting piece of history for this election that we just had. Also, notably, a lot of write-in candidates this election. And we just provided what I think is possibly the earliest reporting of writing results in history. We are certainly in the process still of improving that reporting system, but we made some good steps forward in that. And we have proclaimed now 3 writing candidates as winners. On the 5th police district, 6th police district, 14th police district. And now we head off to the April 4th runoff elections, which will be our 4th election in a 9-month period. So I just want to tip my hat to all the staff members, starting with these to my immediate left, but everybody else, all the way on down the line, have been working so hard for this agency in this 9-month period. And we're ready. Things are going to flip open to April 4th. We're going to get started right away because we are prepared. But it's just been really an honor and privilege to watch everybody work so hard for this job. So,
Well, thank you, and I totally agree. I think the leaders in this board, Mr. Oliver and Mrs. Sparrow, along with our executive team, our managers and our employees. I mean, they have done a fantastic job. We have been in one election after another. It has been very challenging. There have been new issues come up. We have tried to improve our procedures and processes, and I think we've had a very successful election, and I have no doubt that this coming runoff will be just as successful. So thank you, everyone, for all your hard work, and on to April 4th.
The point of order, just for the record, and we've got cameras rolling here, when does early voting start?
Opens Monday,
Monday.
So this coming Monday, early voting starts at our 51 locations, 52 locations.
Right.
Very good.
We will be, we will advising Mr. Weber will be, as usual, on top of it, and sending out all appropriate notices. So, thank you, everyone, and I will now entertain a motion to adjourn, this meeting.
so moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Cresson.
Properly moved and seconded, all those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Oh, one moment, do we need to sign these documents before we adjourn?
no.
Okay, very well then, in that case, Commissioner Cresson votes aye.
Okay, and part B's have voted and the motion passes. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.